Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm the young Toffee. I'm a 13-year-old Evertonian named Kimon. I'm half Greek, half Irish, and I'm a very passionate Everton fan. So this is my first video, and I want to get straight into it. It's 4 players Everton should sell and should buy. So to start off with, of course, I don't think it comes as a surprise. It's gonna be the 30-year-old centre back Michael Keane, a player that it never really clicked for him at Everton. Maybe I guess he was good in the 2019-2020 season or the 2018-2019 season, but I really think he's more of a defender that just can't cope with Premier League. I really think he's at Premier League level. I mean, he has an attacking trait to him, and on some occasions he can be very important for the Toffees. But I really think his time is up at Everton. His market value is 10 million. Well, I really don't think we would ever get 10 million for him. He's a centre back, as I already mentioned. So I think a championship club would be the best for him. Ideally, Cardiff. Maybe if he gets another shot at Everton, he might be good under Sean Dyche, but I really don't think so. Sean Dyche favoured him on a few occasions this season instead of Connor Cody. But next up, another obvious candidate to leave, Mason Holgate, the Englishman, a 26-year-old defender who can play centre back and right back on some occasions. I think he played right back under Carlo Ancelotti, and his market value is 9 million. So a player that I think had a really bright start on his first few games. I remember but when he was like 21, and that Liverpool game, he was really passionate about Everton. But again, I think the managers we've gone through really haven't really personally didn't help them. I saw a revived Mason Holgate under Carlo Ancelotti, but after he left, he never really got the chance to shine again. And I think Carlo Ancelotti was the player that understood Mason Holgate. So yeah, next up is Neil Maupay, of course. It's really unfortunate what happened to him. I do think he's a good striker, but he just doesn't fit Everton's style of play. I don't think he really came up with big expectations when he joined for Brighton back in August of 2022. The 26-year-old striker. He just bagged 1 goal for the Toffees in that 1-0 win against West Ham. He really hasn't impressed Evertonians, which is unfortunate. I never like seeing the players who can't cope with Everton's level. Well, I hope he goes to another club and it works out for him because I personally don't like all the hate he's getting by Evertonians. But I don't think any player should go through that. But yeah, I think simply his stats show us he's nowhere near what we want him to be. But of course, we'll never get 10 million for him. And I think that if we don't manage to get in a striker, we shouldn't even consider selling him because Calvert DCL gets injured like every 2 games, and then we don't really have a backup striker since we sold Ellis to Coventry City. We've only got Neil Maupay. Finally, a player I love at Everton, which I don't really want him to go, but I think it's what needs to happen. It's best for him and for the club. He's an excellent player, the Belgian Amadou Onana, 21 years of age, can play as a CDM or a CM, but his market value is at 45 million. I remember when he joined from, I think it was Lille from League One. His interview showed he's really passionate to join Everton, and he showed us he put in some great performances for the club, especially against Arsenal. Let's say he got that goal against Southampton. His only goal for Everton, but I don't think that matters. He's been excellent. Without him, we'd be definitely relegated. The bad thing is he can be a bit injury prone on a few occasions. But now the reason I think we should sell him is not because he's not a good player. He's an excellent player, probably one of the best players for us, a really passionate player as well. It's that he's on a 2-year contract, and I really don't want to see him leaving for free. So I guess we should just cash in from him now and make sure we get a good replacement. Again, I wouldn't really want to see him go, but I think it's the only way. I don't think we'll get 75 million for him since it's his last year on his contract, but maybe 40 million would be ideal if we manage to sign a replacement, of course. Now let's go to the players I think Everton Football Club should go ahead and sign. The first one is Michael Bafemi. I really think we should sign him on on January in the January transfer window. Now, Michael Bafemi is a really energetic player who I believe can link up with his teammates. He's a young Irish striker, 23 years of age, and his market value is at 5 million. Although I don't think Burnley would let him go so easily. He signed for Burnley on a permanent transfer. Anyways, but here's what I think. People don't really like Neil Maupay because he's clearly not at the level we expected him to be. And I don't think Everton fans would love to see Michael Bafemi as our striker because I don't think he'll get as injured as DCL. So what I'm saying is if we manage to sell Neil Maupay for 7 million or 6 million, and then we get our Bafemi in for like 8 million, I think he'd be an ideal uh, sub striker because obviously he'll have the time to develop. Maybe on worst occasion, bring him loan if he doesn't turn out like a good transfer. But I think he's very young. As I said, he's really energetic. I first saw him play in the Greece versus Ireland game in the Euro qualifiers. I was in the stadium that day, and the minute he came on, he showed how energetic he was, and it was a big mistake he didn't play more than like 10 minutes. Now, next up is Wilfried Gignotto, the 19-year-old Italy international from the Leeds United. Now, he got relegated with Leeds United, but I think he was one of their best players, along as lots of other players. The Wilfried Gignotto has also made a few caps for Italy, which shows you the level he's at the age of 19. And with a market value of only 18 million, I think it's something we should completely go for with. Like it just shows you the level of a relegated club like Leeds. They actually have a player who's an Italy international from the age of 19. Now they signed him last August for only I think it was 6 million, and he managed to get 6 goals and a handful of assists for Leeds. Obviously, one of their stand-up players. Really good on the ball, really clever. As I said, same with Michael Bafemi, can definitely link up with his teammates. And Everton had been linked with him, but I'm pretty sure apparently they had a bid rejected by Leeds United. Next up is another Leeds United player, Crescencio Somerville. He's a Dutch international. I think he plays for the under 21s. 21 years of age. He can play as a right midfielder plus a left midfielder. His market value is 15 million, which is just less than Wilfried Gignotto's market value. But on his day, Somerville can be an excellent player, and I think he's very agile and smart with the ball, and he can definitely shine with his tactical abilities. He's a player that can move forward easily, drop between defenders, I believe, and really, I think that it's a number 10 we need. Of course, Juma's a number 10, but if Demarai Gray leaves, which it seems he will, since he's not really included in Sean Dyche's plans, as I can see, I think Somerville is going to be a decent option to replace him. Obviously, quite younger than Gray. And finally, I've gone with a centre back who worked with Sean Dyche at Burnley, then me. Now, it doesn't really make sense since we're looking at attacking players, and I get the players I've mentioned up above, Obafemi, Junior, and Somerville, are not like the top quality players, but as Toffee TV fan channel said, losers can be beggars because at the state Everton's in, they are, I think, quite big losers, and we can't beg to get like great players in. So, for example, if our our club is in a really bad situation now, unfortunately. But if it was like that in 2020, I don't think Allen would have signed for us. I don't think James Rodriguez would have signed for us, and I don't think Ducouré would have signed for us. Because actually, I think if you have a well-known manager, he can influence lots of players to come in. Now, I'm not saying in any way Sean Dyche isn't a good manager. I think he deserves a bit better than Everton, and he's done a great job. And if we give him a full season, I don't think we're going to go down. But anyways, back to the video. Ben Mee looks like a player that I think would save our defense. We've got Jared Braithwaite, who might potentially leave. I give like maybe a 35% chance, but I don't know if he's ready for the Premier League, you know. And then me, a 33-year-old, uh, it's about 3 billion, I think. He's previously played under Sondage, and it would never make sense for him to leave Brentford, who nearly qualified for the Conference League this season, to join Everton. But I think if we just give him a bit more than what he makes at Brentford, which I guess isn't that much, he might come back. He might be tempted to come back and work with Sean Dyche again because I think he's the. I'm not sure about that. I think he's a Burnley player with most appearances for Burnley, and I think he'd love playing under Sean Dyche again. Brentford obviously signed the banana free from Burnley last. So that was the video. Um, if anybody eventually watches this, I want to say a big thanks for watching. And in case you like the video, just in case, please drop a like or subscribe, and please drop a comment and tell me who you think Everton should sign. Now I'll make a few more videos. There are probably five furthermore players Everton should sign. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll be back with the next video. Keep safe and up to Toffee.